I want to express how I feel about this dropout rate. It's a sad shame that nothing can be done about it. And even hurts me even further to know that there's going to be a further cut. How does that help the system?
If budgets continue to be cut, then programs will be cut, services will be cut, and the ability to build and make more progress and sustain the progress that has already been made will be lost. So public education will suffer, and those who are the most vulnerable populations in public education will suffer the most.
It's really tough. The budget cuts, I mean, we would have challenges, anyway. We were having challenges anyway when we were budgeted as we're a high-need school district. And right now, the budget has cut us to our core in that we don't have actually the instructional staff that I think we really need. I mean, we don't make excuses. We're going to work with what we have because regardless of if it's a budget cut or not, it's still somebody's brand new 9th grade year. They don't know anything from a budget cut, and we have to make it work for them, and we will.
I had, I think, like 27 seats in my, actual chairs in my classroom. All of those were filled. I had 3 computers and chairs and computers. That was filled. I had my desk. A student was sitting at my desk, and I had another chair on the side of my desk that I used for one-on-one conferences, and another student was sitting there. And that was when it was the regular budget, if you will. So with the budget cuts, I think that is going to become more of the norm where you have these oversized classrooms.
Well, the budget cuts are very difficult. We had a gap of almost $80 million in this fiscal year that we had to close. And that's meant we had to lay off almost 500 teachers. We've had to lay off hundreds of other non-instructional staff. So that's going to have an impact. And that's not going to help in our ability to reduce the dropout rate. And more important than that, graduate kids from high school, graduate kids from college, which has to be our ultimate goal. So that's going to hurt.
I was one of the teachers who got a letter. I received the letter. I was laid off. But the fact of the matter is, especially in these economic hard times, the vast majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. To say that the one thing that could possibly influence their moving upward, on a social ladder, to say that that's of little importance, we shouldn't fund that, we shouldn't adequately fund that, that says something, that sends a very scary message to me.
There's already no books, nothing in the school, and it's a lot of problems in the school. So with the budget cuts, it's going to be worse.
A lot of basketball and football teams are not being cut because everybody likes the basketball team and football team, but everybody don't like the after-school programs. But some kids need after-school programs, so the after-school programs are getting cut, and people don't have nowhere to go after school, and because their parents are home, so they're in the house by themselves.
They took from us, and we didn't have as much. So now that they're taking it, it's like we really have nothing to learn from or to grow from because there's nothing there.
The dropout rate's increasing because of you cutting the education, making our schools worse, cutting activities, so we're going to stay on the streets, joining gangs and doing crimes, and we're just going to end up in jail.
I'm against pulling money out of education, and my grandkids someday will need an education.
It's an atrocity. I think they should offer more courses to the students in the city alone. I think politics should stop booking the money and give the money where it belongs as far as education is concerned.
If I would have been enrolled in a new school, I would have learned different. I probably wouldn't have had the mindset of going out here to go chill with my friend, to go sell drugs here, there.
Culture is what makes people feel good about themselves. It's their history. And you find out that when people have what's called the low self-esteem, they don't know of the good things that their people contribute, their people's self-worth and their own individual self-worth to a nation or to a society. So the more a teacher or an educator knows about the group in which they want to teach, the better off and the more successful not only that teacher will be, but those students will be.
Mentors can really help students because, it'll help them think about, what do I want to do with my life? How do I want to be a productive citizen in society? A mentor or any sort of support shouldn't come as, all right, I need to be just like this person who's talking to me. The support should come in a way that'll help that student realize who they are as a person.
The goal of our program is to connect high school students with mentors. Studies have shown that young people who have mentors in high school are less likely to drop out, and more likely to achieve greater academic success.
If we were able to graduate even a few more people, a few percentage points more each year, if we were able to lower the rates of young people going to jail, the remedies in terms of the benefits for state revenues and for communities in economic development and for individual families is in the millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. So in addition to a moral imperative to make sure that everybody has an equal access to a quality education, it's simple economic sense to invest in education rather than to invest in the much higher costs of incarceration, crime, and poverty in the long run.
I looked up to my older brother. I wanted to be like him when I was coming up, play football, graduate, get a job, start a family, like everything he did.
I plan to go to college probably this year. Probably in the fall. I wanted to go to Rutgers University, see what it's looking like.
Geneva, that's right outside of Pittsburgh, I believe, and I was going to major in journalism.
In college, studying to be a veterinarian, playing basketball, after that, move on in my life, have a wife, kids, just live a happy life.
After high school, I seen myself in the Navy, playing basketball, and being financially stable with a nice future. That's all.
One way I think the dropout rate can be decreased is if we had more engaging curriculum and teachers, and if students just had someone to talk to, like someone that'll tell them that they have more options other than just dropping out.
I feel like a lot of us need to start thinking about what it is that we need to do. We need to really buckle down with our education and take it more seriously, because with the education you will go far. Without one, you won't.
What am I going to do to lower the dropout rate in Newark?
I'll try to set an example for other schools by fighting for justice in my school.
One way to improve the graduation rate is to add more tutoring services, because if kids don't know, they won't show.
I won't settle for predetermined electives. I want choices in my school.
What would I do to lower the dropout rate in Newark? I would inspire my peers to speak out any injustices or problems they feel are going on in their high school. Particularly, I would start a student union in my high school.
I would inform my peers that without education you will get nowhere in life. So your education is worth fighting for.
I'm going to find every dropout I can and convince them that dropping out is not the way to go.
I believe I can speak to people and influence them to care more about their education.
Educate my peers and opportunities, staying in school and going to college.
One thing I will do to lower the dropout rate is keep my ears open to cries for help.
I will influence my peers not to become a victim of self-doubt, because if they're a victim of self-doubt, they will not be able to fulfill their destiny.
I'm going to help improve the Brotherhood program, that I am in, which will focus on pulling in more males and help with our education.
I will give the students something to look forward to and give them a better knowledge of why education is important.
I'm going to use the media to expose the educational corruption to the public.